Donna, Vanina, Valerio.
Dana? Dana? Dana est là.
Non, là-bas.
Possible? Oui.
C'est
Et
là.
Daniel, maintenant tu es là.
Là.
Oui. Marco insieme con Stefano Facchini. Da. In generale. Ok. Il college? Da. Păi nu ce caz? Ăsta ce e? Nimic. Adică poate că este engleză. Putem să folosim asta? Da, engleză.
Merci beaucoup. Et bienvenue à la conférence de presse de Au-delà des collines de Christian Mungiu. Je vais vous... En commençant au bout de la table, le père, bonjour mon père, Valerio Andreotta, à côté de lui, entourant le réalisateur, deux nouveaux visages du cinéma, libérés de leurs tourments. À côté du père, Alina Christina Flutur. Et son amie Wojciech Kosmina Stratan. À côté de moi, quelqu'un que je vais me permettre d'appeler Mama, Dana Tapalaga. Et enfin, fidèle à Cannes, à son rythme, tous les 5 ans, d'abord à la quinzaine des réalisateurs avec Occident, puis en 2007 avec sa Palme d'Or Choc 4 mois, 3 semaines, 2 jours, Christian Mungiu.
C'est juste pour vous dire que c'est pas complètement comme ça. J'ai produisé un film. C'était pas mon film, mais j'ai produisé un film qui était dans un certain regard il y a 2 ans. Alors, oui. J'essaie de changer le rythme un peu.
D'accord. À qui je vais vous poser la première question, Christian. Bien sûr, on est frappé par, une fois de plus, un thème où l'amitié féminine, la solidarité, l'intimité de l'amitié féminine est peinte d'une façon extraordinaire. Aucun point de comparaison avec 4-3-2, mais tout de même, c'est quelque chose qui est tellement fort que, est-ce que c'est quelque chose qui, immanquablement, bien que ce soit à partir d'un fait divers et de la religion, vous a séduit dans ce sujet?
I think, je vais parler en anglais, oui.
Non, je crois que Christian Mungiu sera plus à l'aise en anglais. Tout le monde autour de cette table. Il y a quelqu'un qui va traduire le roumain s'il y a des réponses en roumain, mais vous avez tous des casques. Si vous n'en avez pas, allez en prendre. Et je pense que la conférence de presse sera plus à l'aise pour tout le monde en anglais.
Ah,
Christian.
Merci. Avec vous, je parle en français. I think it's good, first of all, to see this film without comparing it with the film that I did before. This is not good, neither for this film nor for that one. Because my first choice was to try and make something different. After you made a film that happened to be successful, the main question that you have to ask yourself is am I going to make that film again, or should I make something else? And I decided that I want to make something else. So I think that if we are to understand this film very well, it's important to clear our minds from what we've seen before, because the kind of tension and length that I had before were not proper for this film. I started, first of all, choosing the story, and only after I decided that from all the stories that I had in mind, this was the good one, I realized that somehow it's still about a couple of girls and a man. I never intended to make another film that would look so much alike from this perspective to the one that I did before. Still, the more I was advancing into writing, I realized that the differences are, I don't know, strong enough and big enough so that I don't make the same film. But for me, it's not necessarily a film about friendship as it was the previous one. It's more or less a film about love, about different kinds of love, and about what people do in the name of love. And it's also about abandonment, because one can abandon himself in the name of love and abandon his free will to make decisions with his own mind. But at the same time, there is this danger that you can abandon somebody else that loves you. I don't like to talk much about what the film is about, because it's cinema, so it's not about what we can put into words. It's much more than this. But this is just like a starting point, because I'd like people to watch this film and think what this film tells them about their personal choices in life, upon which maybe they haven't reflected about all the consequences. I'm going to be shorter after this one, sorry. It was just introduction.
Well, Hugues Belgian TV TBF, so let's talk in English then. Your film is co-produced by the Dardenne brothers, and I saw maybe links. I would like to have your comment on that, of course, but in the first movies of the Dardenne brothers, there was no use of music, and in your movies there is no music until the end. The first thing I saw, and the other thing, you like to work in long. You choose a frame and you decide to have action in the frame, but the editing part is very, very different. Vous croyez au plan séquence. I would like to have the comment on your style, your choices of style, and if you feel any link about the vision of the reality between the Dardenne brothers and your kind of cinema. Thank you.
Merci. This is not new. I did this before, and I didn't have the Dardenne brothers as co-producers, so there's no connection. What happened is that after 4 months, I indeed watched all their films, which wasn't the case before. But my choice not to use music and not to abuse editing was made before 4 months, simply because the kind of cinema that I'm trying to make tries as much as possible to avoid making the filmmaker present and visible. And the two choices which are the most visible for a filmmaker to make in his film are music, which is very external for me, and editing, which shows you what's more important than something else. And this is why we all made this effort to make the film in plan séquence, because it's very complicated to find that specific point in space, geometrically speaking, from where you can shoot a scene which is three-dimensional and still don't lose much, and respect this great idea of theater, if you want, that things happen in front of you and you will decide what's more important. It's finally for me a matter of respect for my spectators. I don't think they need to be told when they have to be emotioned or not. And this is why the only part of the film where I use music is the final credit. But I'm very happy. For me, the intervention of the Dardenne brothers was very good from a different perspective. They were amongst the first people that read the screenplay. They didn't tell me much, but they said, okay, we want to be partners. And at that moment, that was a very good sign for me.
Oui, bonjour. Je vais poser ma question en français, si vous voulez bien, et puis après vous choisissez la langue de votre réponse. J'ai deux questions, si vous voulez bien. La première concerne la photographie du film, c'est un film qui est très, très à la limite du pictural, sur certains plans, une lumière très très belle, tant en extérieur qu'en intérieur. Je crois que si je ne m'abuse, vous avez travaillé avec le chef opérateur de Losnitsa, Sergei Losnitsa, qui a déjà travaillé avec lui.
C'est lui qui travaille avec mon chef opérateur, excusez-moi.
D'accord, ok.
Écoute, j'ai commencé à travailler avec mon chef opérateur quand on était étudiant, il y a déjà, je ne sais pas, 15 ans.
Ok, bon. Donc c'est lui, c'est Losnitsa qui vous l'a volé.
Ça va, nous sommes des amis. Alors.
Bon, justement, je trouve qu'il y a pourquoi je cite Losnitsa, parce qu'en fait, il y a une vraie force visuelle dans son film de fiction, le seul qu'il a fait pour l'instant. Et il y en a un qui présente également à Cannes, donc, qui est attendu. Donc j'aimerais savoir comment vous travaillez avec ce chef opérateur qui, à mon avis, est très important dans votre travail. Voilà. Et après, j'aurai une seconde question, si vous voulez.
En parlant, parce que j'oublie.
Oui.
Oui. I don't know how he works with somebody else or like my DP, but we started when we were students, and so I keep working with him because we don't talk much, honestly. I mean, we have so many years behind and we talk so often that now it's easier to work with him, and we settle a few things from the beginning, but not too many. And apart from being a very good he's also a very good cameraman, not only a director of photography. The light is great, I agree, but at the same time, what he does with the camera when he has to follow the characters for 8 minutes, carrying the camera, this is very difficult and very special. And I was very pleased that we managed for this film to make some small differences, because if you remember, 4 months was very formal. It was also shooting long takes. But we didn't have angles, for example. We decided that we won't have angles and everything was flat on the action. While for this one, we decided that we need to step back from a very formal style and be more free in whatever choices we make with the film, including the style of shooting. So even if the film looks, I don't know, picturesque, or what you say from time to time looks nice, there are parts in the film where the camera doesn't really matter what it shoots. The action is important and the energy in the action, so we step back as, not to make too nice things. And the second question was?
Alors, seconde question est plus une question de sens. On parle beaucoup de religion, forcément, c'est un des thèmes principaux du film, même s'il y en a d'autres que vous avez évoqués déjà. Pour autant, la religion est très malmenée dans ce film, donc par les erreurs que ces gens de foi commettent. Mais pour autant, vous leur portez quand même une certaine tendresse, j'ai envie de dire, ou une indulgence, ou quelque chose. Vous ne les condamnez pas en tout cas. J'aimerais savoir justement quelle est votre position vis-à-vis de ces personnages, de ces victimes de leur propre foi, en fait. Voilà.
First of all, I wouldn't say that they were wrong. I wouldn't say that who's wrong in this film. It's difficult to say. What's clear at the end is that we have a victim. Somebody died, so somebody must be wrong. But from this point on, it depends from which standpoint you judge. And I was trying very much in the film to make sure that my personal point of view is not there, because it's, first of all, I think it's fair like this, to give every other character all the arguments and all the details that you need to judge from which position he was acting. And at the same time, I think it's just fair to imagine that people which are really responsible for what happened in the lives of these girls are not present in the film. Imagine that they are the result of an education that started from the age of 2 or 3 or whatever, even younger, and the kind of choices that were in front of her the day when they finished this kind of state school were very limited. So the film doesn't necessarily try to identify the guilty parties within the characters that you see in the film. And another thing which is important for me in the film is to ponder about if it's more important not to make an error by not doing anything or making an error by trying to do something. Because finally, one of the things that interests me a lot in the moral, the Christian moral, is this idea that we're trying to help the other. Maybe we are wrong, but we need to try to help them. And we're talking about a situation here in which, I don't know, maybe they were wrong, but they had to do something because nobody else did something. And it's also important for me to, and this is where the character of the priest differs a lot from the real character. It's really important to understand that these people are not at all idiots. They understand what they do. I don't speak about somebody that doesn't understand what they do. There's this scene at the end where he speaks about the difference between an illness, the sickness that you see which is visible, and the cause of the illness. This is important for me. He never tried to I don't know, to take any place of any doctor and do anything like this. And okay, that's enough.
Moi, je voudrais poser une question aux comédiennes. Est-ce qu'à la lecture du scénario, elles ont pu imaginer l'engagement physique, psychologique que ça allait déclencher et comment elles l'ont vécu? Yes.
Yes, I realized that I'm entering something very challenging. And at first I was afraid. I didn't know whether I could do it or not, because this character is quite different from who I am and what I believe in. So I had doubts.
Were you afraid?
I was a bit, yes, I was a bit. But Christian told me from the beginning how it would be like from a physical and psychological point of view. So I knew what I was actually
She knew
entering.
it wouldn't be nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Cosmina?
I want to say that at first, when I read the scenes at the casting, I just loved the other female character.
You never told me this.
It's a surprise.
And not yours? Not yours?
For the press conference. Because when I read it, I imagine Alina like a very incredibly free girl, incredibly furious, angry, everything.
And courageous,
It was
yes.
very challenging in terms of acting skills. But after that, I met Christian, and he revealed to me step by step the way Volkita is, and I discovered that it was much closer to me. We had a lot in common, and there were a few ups and downs, but it really helped that beside me was a director who said, instead of action, the way you feel. So that helped a lot.
Dana?
Yeah.
Dis-moi. Vas-y.
On peut entendre le roumain, c'est une très belle langue.
Pour
aussi.
moi, ça a été une rencontre extraordinaire. Attends, je m'avance parce que je suis derrière. Vas-y.
Voilà.
Une grande joie. J'espère que j'ai été une bonne mère supérieure. Mais ils ont vu le film, parce que ça serait bien de voir le film. Eux, ils ont vu le film. C'est tout.
Et le père, Valerio Andriuta, vous réussissez à faire de ce rôle un rôle, vous êtes le méchant, mais pas vraiment. Comment vous avez réussi à nuancer quand même ce personnage un peu terrifiant?
Yeah, so I try to be very short, and I say the priest, the character, my character in film is different. It's absolutely different, and all characters are different. But especially if you see the pictures with the real priest, yeah. So the difference is huge. And like I said, Christian, it wasn't important to make a copy of a real story, of a real people.
Yes.
We started from the screenplay, from the script, yeah, and all things, all colors, or all everything, we tried to take from the script, from the special. Christian helped me to get the right way, because we knows about real story, and we remembered from mass media, but mass media
it's just a point of view from one side, you know. And people in Romania, people know about real story, you know. And we try to get into.
Yeah.
And I hope
yes,
it's well done. You know.
You did
I
succeed.
Hope.
Question là.
Oui. Vladislav Markov, Radio de Bulgarie. J'ai posé question în roman. Aș fi vrut o întrebare și jumătate. Jumătate, unde este domnul Oleg Mutu? Și întrebarea este acea tristețe care este caracteră pentru filmele...
Hai să o luăm pe rând. Alors la question est où est Oleg Mutu? Je vais traduire.
Merci. Merci.
Oleg Mutu prépare un film qui se passe en Géorgie maintenant. Alors il ne sera pas ici pour les deux films qu'il a ici. Il prépare, alors il est excusé.
Întrebarea principală este acea tristețe care caracteră și pentru acest film și pentru filmul precedent nu vine de la școala domnului Damian, care are și alte studenți cu premii mari, dar care tot așa cu filme care sunt filme presante, filme de tristețe generale.
Est-ce que la tristesse de ce film-ci et du film précédent ne vient pas de l'école de Monsieur Damian, qui est un réalisateur roumain, voilà, et qui a des films qui font, pour Monsieur, très tristes?
Non, ça n'a rien à faire. Avec l'école que nous avons faite, ça n'a rien à faire. Parce que c'était vraiment très différent le style de cinéma que nous avons étudié de ce qu'on fait maintenant. Ça, c'est le résultat d'un choix que nous avons fait après l'école de cinéma, en voyant les films, en regardant les films, en pensant c'est quoi le cinéma pour nous, comment faire un cinéma qui est différent aujourd'hui, comment comprendre le cinéma. Et je crois que ça, c'est le résultat que nous avons pour le moment, mais honnêtement, avec toute la liberté qu'on avait à l'école pour faire ce qu'on voulait, ce n'était pas un choix qui vient de l'école. Et n'oublie pas que parmi les réalisateurs au monde d'aujourd'hui, bon, peut-être qu'il y a nombreux qui ont fait les mêmes écoles avec moi, mais pas tous. Alors, ce n'est pas une question d'école.
Bonjour à tous, Wilfried Exoria de l'agence Reuters. Donc je vais poser ma question en français. Avant la question, d'abord, mes félicitations pour une œuvre forte et puissante de bout en bout, à tout point de vue. Mais cela étant, qui a laissé l'audience assez partagée. Et je voulais demander si, dans la mesure où faire un film est déjà difficile, y intégrer un élément de religieux n'est-il pas ajouter une difficulté supplémentaire dans la mesure où la religion n'est plus autant qu'auparavant une composante de la culture de tout un chacun? Et corollaire de cette question, est-ce que ce film n'est-il pas tout autant sur la fatalité que sur l'amour? Car il semble que les deux amours étant à ce point irréconciliables, il ne peut en résulter qu'une tragédie. Merci.
C'est plutôt un commentaire qu'une question, si vous me demandez. C'est quoi précisément la question?
Est-ce que c'est deux amours inconciliables, l'amour humain et l'amour divin? Et est-ce que ça n'est pas, en dehors de cette tragédie, aussi le thème de la fatalité, en dehors du thème de l'amour?
This is why I don't like when films are reduced to words, because words are not precise. This time, I mean, cinema is much more than what you can... I hate when they ask me to write the synopsis of the film in like a few words, because it's you let out all the things which are important and stick to a few things which can be... Of course, it's about, I don't know, destiny or whatever, but it's about a lot of things at the same time, if you think about this. It's about this desire of people trying to help the ones that they love. Mm. And at the end, it's very difficult to say who managed to save who. Because for a long while, I hope that in the film, you watch Kosmina playing Vojkica trying to help Alina, but I'm not sure at the end who is saved in this game that you see in the film. Because always, the person who is saved at the end is the person who understands more than at the beginning. And I hope that from this perspective, there is something in common with my previous film. You said something else about how much this film will polarize people. Of course, that's very good. That's a very good thing. I don't want, films are not meant to generate an unanimous reaction. We lived in this kind of society, and we're not really eager in making films that would make. And I don't want the film to be liked. I hope that the film will challenge people to have an opinion, and I'm very sure that the film is going to be seen and watched very differently here and in Romania. It's a film in Romania and it's for everybody, and we're going to have way more spectators abroad than back home because of the condition of our cinema back home. But at the same time, what's really important for me is to make sure that believers, churchgoers in Romania see this film and make an opinion after watching the film, and not by something that somebody else is going to tell them. I already heard before the film was ever screened what the film is about. That's not okay.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, very well.
This is Parviz Jahed from the BBC Persian, and I would like to thank you for your brilliant film. I loved it very much, with strong characters and good casting, Cosmina and Christina and Father Valerio. Thank you very much. And my question is to Christian. You have addressed critical issues before. You criticized the communism in your first film that we have seen at Cannes before, and the next film as well. But this film is about the contemporary society of Romania, and about religion. I think you're criticizing religion, but your characters are really believers. So there is a challenge between faith and love and life in your film. Can you comment on it? Your view about religion, and I also want to ask you about the style you used in the film.
Just a second.
Okay.
First of all, I'm trying not to criticize anybody, and first of all, we shouldn't generalize so much. This film and this story are about these fictional characters in this situation, and I wouldn't say that this is how religion acts, and not even that this is how the Orthodox Church believes and acts. It's important to make this difference, because there's this tendency all the time when you see a film that is set in, I don't know, communism, to say that communism was like this. Films don't have this capacity of speaking about the whole society, the whole problem, the whole world. And the film, if you ask me, speaks much more about superstitions than about religion. What really matters for me is to speak about one aspect of religion. Should religion be interpreted literally or not? What is the point of being Christian? Do we have to believe the things which are written there and follow them without honestly challenging each of them, and this is the spirit of religion, or should we take what's in the spirit of Christianity to do? It's a matter of fine-tuning between understanding things precisely in detail, or just the spirit of what religion tries to tell us.
Yes. And the second question is about the style, the visual aspect of the film, and the narrative, and the atmosphere, the spiritual atmosphere of the film reminded me of Karl Dreyer's and also Bergman's. Have you ever been influenced by these two filmmakers at all?
Well, this question about influence, it's difficult, because you never know what you've been influenced by. What? So not precisely, not directly. I haven't taken Dreyer or whomever as a master, neither for this film nor for the one before. What I'm trying to do all the time is to adjust my style to the story that I'm having. I think that style and story go together with rhythm, with the pace of the film and the length. And this is why this film differs a lot from the one before, because I wouldn't need the same kind of tension and rhythm that I had in 4 months to say what this story needed to be said. Please.
Monsieur.
Yes.
Oh, hi.
Hello.
It's Rodrigo Fonseca from O Globo Brasil. I have two questions for you.
Yes.
The first one, I think there is one point that is important for us to know better. Is every material, press material about the film mentions that it's based on a book or a series of books based on non-fiction facts. Could you say a few words about it? And after I ask the second.
Yes, okay, thank you for the question. So actually there are a couple of books written by Tatiana Nisculescu. Now she's more a novelist, but at that point she was working as a journalist for BBC in London, I think for the radio section. And what happened is that a few years after this piece of news became very popular in Romania and later on was taken by, pretty much all the important journals in the world, she was curious enough to see what really happened, and she started talking to people and trying to understand how was it possible. Because, and this is something that also interested me a lot, how is it possible to advance in a relationship like this and to have this kind of ending after a few weeks before you were eating at the same table with this person, considering it's absolutely normal like you? And this is what Tatiana did. For a few years, she talked to everybody, and for example, the biography of this girl, her trajectory, how she left to Germany, how she came back, all the backstory with the family, this is all her contribution, because the first pieces of news, the first news about this story, were never precise. What press did was only to pick up the sensational part of it, and to reduce everything to a conflict between a priest, which was, I don't know, extremely religious. But the story finally is very complex. And what she did in the second book as well was to, I don't know, to shed some light on this complicated relationship between the church and this priest. Because, normally after what happened, there should have been a kind of internal inquiry before measurements were to be taken, but there was no inquiry whatsoever. Everything was so sensational and so difficult to bear for the Orthodox Church that they decided immediately to expel the priest and to step back. Pretty much all of this is part of her research, of Tatiana's research. She placed this into these books. But the books are the story of what happened, while the film is completely fictional. It only picks up the relevant incidents that it needs to make a fictional story about religion, love, and abuse of love. So we never try to follow what really happened.
The second part here is, I think films like The Death of Mr. Lazarescu in 4 months proved us how wonderful the Romanian cinema is.
For you.
I think for everybody. But I would like to know, how did the economic crisis, impact Romanian cinema?
Listen, we started the crisis before this crisis that you started, in a way, in our cinema, which means that the problems that we're having are not financial. The problems that we're having is that this cinema, which is very much appreciated here for being, radical and pure and going to the answers, it's not popular back home. In Romania, the American mainstream cinema is popular, mostly because this is what children see from the age of 2 or 4 on whenever their parents let them watch TV. So by the age of 18, after you've watched all your life only American series, it's difficult to imagine that cinema can be something else. And cinema can be something else than entertainment. Cinema is entertainment for, pretty much 95% of the people that watch cinema in Romania. So this is the crisis that we're having. There's very little audience for art films in general. I think we have a few distributors in Romania that screen the most important European films over there, and the results are catastrophic. There are just a few hundreds or thousands of people that come to watch these films. And it's not so much as it was 5 years ago a matter of having enough screens where to watch the film. It's a matter of education. This education for watching this kind of films is lost. So this is it. Financially, yes, it's difficult now, like everywhere. So the kind of grants that our National Center for Cinema gives today are smaller than before. the kind of money that you can find apart from the grants from the National Center of Cinema, smaller or maybe, you know. So this is why for the first time I had to appeal to and find money abroad and go into a co-production. I'm not a big fan of co-productions, to be honest, because there are, well, all of a sudden there are so many people having opinions, you know. And yeah.
Imagine-toi que moi j'ai une petite question tout à
Oui.
Donc,
bien
que je sois romaine, quand même j'ai cette petite question. Tu viens de dire que tu n'as pas voulu rien critiquer personne, ne pas porter de jugement. C'est bon. Mais il faut que je te dise, je suis restée, en quittant la salle, je suis restée très marquée par la dernière image. Ces vitres de la voiture, où c'était l'équipe de éclaboussée, non, salie. Et dans ma tête, j'ai pris tout ça comme un très subtil jugement. Je veux réfléchir, mais je profite de cette occasion, puisque tu es très, très, très chargé en Roumanie, de te demander si cette image, c'est un choix parmi les premiers choix, parmi les derniers. Quand est-ce que tu as décidé de fermer le film comme ça?
Le film était écrit comme ça, c'est dans le scénario. La scène est précisément écrite comme ça dans le scénario. Dans les premières versions de montage, j'ai coupé, je crois que 10 secondes en avant, sans laisser les mouvements.
Oui.
Voilà, ça. Voilà. Mais finalement, j'ai décidé que ça appartient du film. C'était écrit là, mais c'est mon commentaire. Oui, c'est un commentaire du réalisateur là. Mais c'est pas j'ai pas utilisé des mots pour le faire. Alors c'est à vous de comprendre si ça critique quelque chose ou pas. Si ça critique, je ne sais pas, l'Église, si ça critique la société, si ça ne critique pas, mais c'est seulement un commentaire sur ce qui s'est passé, c'est pas précis. C'est à vous d'interpréter ça. Merci.
Christian, vous faites passer aussi de l'information sur la situation en Roumanie, en dehors de l'enfermement du couvent. Le système de santé, le manque de personnel dans les hôpitaux, le prix des médicaments, tout ça passe dans l'action et dans les problèmes des personnages. C'est aussi un portrait de la Roumanie en dehors du couvent.
It's very true what you say, and this is one of the things which always matter for me. This is why I need so much time to find the subject of my next film. I need to have a lot of layers behind the main storyline, because all the films that I do are finally about society, or how the society behind influences the choices of the main character. And what I knew after 4 months is that I want to make a film that happens today. And it's good if finally, even if most of the film happens in this remote convent, the film says something about people that live today in Romania, the kind of values that they're having, the kind of choices that they're having. I was asked very often, why did I need this scene in the police, and why did I need a lot of small scenes in hospital, and first of all, why do I need so many scenes that I finally cut off? Simply because the film shouldn't just be about your main storyline. The way in which all these characters judge the others, consider that supernatural is part of their lives in very different forms, is part of the final judgment that makes these people decide like this.
Exactly.
When you, as a priest, take somebody who is sick and take him to a hospital, and people suggest that, I don't know, maybe the cause of the illness is to be searched someplace else, you are given the right to think that you can make a decision. And the film for me is very much at the same time about this conflict between what should be the rational world and what should be the, I don't know, spiritual world. When you mix these two, it's a big problem. And when you're a doctor and you mix these two, it's even a bigger problem.
Je suis Larissa Touria, je viens de la Moldavie, d'autre côté, donc je vais parler roumain.
Si possible, est-ce que vous pouvez parler anglais pour ne pas allonger le temps? Nous avons très peu de temps.
Français. Donc je vais poser une question à M. Andriuța, qui est de chez nous, de la Bessarabie. J'aimais beaucoup votre rôle parce que c'est un facteur d'équilibre dans ce conflit. Pour moi, c'est un film sur la crise des valeurs morales. D'un côté et de l'autre de la rivière Prut qui nous sépare, la Moldavie roumaine de Moldavie ex-soviétique. En quelle mesure votre expérience bessarabienne a influencé ce rôle? Parce que chez nous, dans les églises, c'est pire, comme en Roumanie. Merci.
I'm surprised to see Larissa here. În română? Ok. O să vorbesc în română. Sunt surprins să o întâlnesc pe Larissa aici, în primul rând. N-am observat-o.
Il est donc étonné de cette question en roumain et il se réjouit.
M-am emoționat.
Il est très ému.
Și încercând să răspund la întrebările Larisei.
Je vais essayer de répondre à votre question.
Într-adevăr, noi cei din Est, vorbesc în numele meu din Republica Moldova.
Je parle en nom de quelqu'un qui vient de la République moldave.
Avem o experiență foarte mică, foarte săracă în ce ține de religie, de biserică.
On a une expérience très pauvre en matière de religion.
Pentru că venim dintr-un spațiu unde biserica era închisă, practic nu exista.
Pardon?
Da.
Avant, il n'y avait pas d'église, il n'y avait plus d'église. Et Madame dit elles étaient occupées.
Și la biserică mergeam doar de Paști.
On y allait que pour Pâques.
Trecând de un lanț de poliție și învățători din școală, cu mare greu, deci ne strecuram pe străzi lăturalnice ca să putem să intrăm la biserică. Asta se întâmpla o singură dată pe an.
Nu înțeleg imaginea.
Imaginea era foarte, cum să spun, deci era seara, întuneric.
C'était le soir, la nuit.
De Paști,
à Pâques, et on passait entre.
Și era un cordon de.
Il y avait un cordon de policiers.
Și învățători.
Et de professeurs d'école.
Da, și noi ne strecuram pe străzi lăturalnice.
On passait entre ça la nuit, entre ces cordons-là.
Da. Asta era unica experiență.
C'est son unique expérience de l'église avant 89.
Așa că experiența mea din Republica Moldova cade, pică.
Donc il n'y a pas d'expérience liée à la République moldave.
Da. Aici a fost de ajutor, nu știu, cred că mai mult experiența lui Cristian.
Ici, ce qui m'a aidé, c'était surtout l'expérience de Christian. Je me suis inspiré et nourri de l'expérience de Christian.
Uimitor, dar știe foarte multe amănunte, chestii ce țin de ritual, de rit.
De façon étonnante, il sait énormément de choses qui tiennent des rituels, enfin vraiment des détails. Il est très informé.
Incredibil câteodată, adică.
Incroyable parfois.
A doua chestie a fost care un pic m-a ajutat este limba în care se vorbește în film.
Par ailleurs, ce qui m'a vraiment aidé, c'est la langue dans laquelle est parlé le film.
Deci nu este o limbă română literară.
C'est pas du roumain littéraire.
Și cât n-ar fi de straniu, chiar dacă vin din zona unde limba asta se mai vorbește încă.
Et même si je viens d'une zone où cette langue-là se parle encore.
Mi-a fost foarte greu să prind accentul pe care.
Ça a été très dur pour lui de prendre l'accent.
Iarăși revin la Cristian și vreau să spun că îl ascultam cu atenție, deci încercam parcă învățam un cântec.
Je l'écoutais avec beaucoup d'attention, comme si j'apprenais un chant, une mélodie.
Îmi plăcea foarte mult accentul lui, cum
j'aimais beaucoup son accent.
Pune accentul în replică, cum era ceva de.
L'accent des répliques. Spui lui pentru că el avea accent.
Da, și el îmi cerea accentul.
Christian parce que Christian a l'accent.
Perfect, era perfect.
Parfait.
Incredibil pentru mine. Și greu de realizat. Deci erau două chestii acolo. Era frigul.
Donc il y avait deux choses là-bas sur le tournage. Il y avait le froid.
Și a doua chestie era că îl înțelegeam foarte bine pe Cristian, dar era foarte dificil să obțin rezultatul pe care și-l dorea.
Et la deuxième chose était qu'on s'entendait très bien avec Christian, mais c'était très difficile de réussir à faire ce qu'il voulait, ce qu'il désirait.
Maestru.
C'est un maître. Voilà.
Question ici.
Iulia Blaga, Hot News Romania, mainly. I have a question for Cristian Mungiu. You were talking about the non-fictional books on which the film is based. My question is, when in the process of making the film and writing the script, did it occur to you that Voichița is as important as Alina, or maybe even more? And the second question is for the actors.
Let's just take them one by one,
Yes.
because I forget. So, just a second. Again, like in 4 months, the film is mostly about Voichița's understanding of choices. So I knew from the beginning that it's her story, and this is the great, this is the big difference between the books and the screenplay. The books are about what happened, not about who understood something from what happened. And if you ask me, in the real life, nobody understood anything from what happened. Things just happen as they happen in life. I hope that in the film, at least Voichița is amongst the characters that are different at the end. So it was a conscious choice for me from the beginning, and the difficulty that I had writing is to include and make sure that the film that I make is possible to be told from her perspective. Because if you watch the film, you see that she must be, for this kind of cinema, in every shot. And she is in every shot in the film. It's her story, it's her point of view. Although finally it's a story of all the group. Sometimes the story that happened in reality included things which were very important, but for which she could never be present. So I decided from the beginning that I'm just going to leave them out and tell the story from a very subjective perspective of somebody that could understood from his point of view.
My second question is for the actors. Which was the most difficult scene to shoot for you?
Dana?
The most difficult what?
Scene. Care a fost scena cea mai grea de filmat?
Cea mai grea.
Pentru mine, subiectul filmului a fost de o mare vulnerabilitate, că a fost o mare responsabilitate.
J'étais très... déjà, le sujet du film impliquait une grande responsabilité. Elle était très vulnérable à cause de ça.
Am fost într-o contradicție totală cu propria ființă.
Elle a été en contradiction totale avec ses propres croyances.
Pentru că și o altă responsabilitate pe care o aveam față de biserică, fiind practicantă și prezentă în biserica ortodoxă.
C'est une responsabilité puisqu'elle est pratiquante et présente. Enfin voilà, elle pratique vraiment.
Eu nu am văzut filmul.
Elle n'a pas encore vu le film.
Am foarte mari emoții.
Elle est très très émue.
Sper să mă mai primească părintele în biserică după acest film.
Elle espère que les prêtres vont encore la recevoir à l'église après le film.
Și sigur că au fost momente foarte grele pentru că a fost platou a fost pe un deal unde era foarte frig.
Parfois c'était très dur parce que le plateau se trouvait sur une montagne où il faisait très froid.
Temperaturi foarte grele, iar
des températures très dures.
Tot ce se întâmpla cu Alina
et tout ce qui se passait avec Alina
era împotriva firii mele, împotriva ființei mele.
Aller contre ce que je croyais.
Lucruri pe care nu puteam să le fac în mod natural, în mod
des choses que je ne pouvais pas, je n'aurais pas pu faire naturellement.
Dar am fost foarte adunați, am fost o echipă, ne-am sprijinit unii pe ceilalți.
On était tous réunis, enfin tous ensemble. On s'appuyait les uns sur les autres.
Fără foarte multe vorbe, Cristian este un regizor foarte delicat. Suficient să te privească, să te...
Christian est quelqu'un qui sent beaucoup de mots, aide beaucoup les gens, beaucoup les acteurs.
E un moment care m-a durut foarte tare.
C'était très douloureux.
Vă las pe dumneavoastră să-l vedeți.
Et je vous laisse à vous. Ils l'ont déjà vu. Là où vous êtes déjà. Parce que vous dites.
Cosmina.
For me, the most difficult scene was the last scene from the hospital, when I find out that Alina is dead, because I see this movie like a growing up process for my character. And when we were at the middle of the film, because we shot it chronological, I felt I had to do something. And Christian told me, no, let's wait a little bit. Let's wait a little bit. And I couldn't, I was so impatient to try to save her. So that was the most difficult scene for me, because I had to understood that I wasn't capable of saving her. And I found myself lost in the middle of people that I didn't knew them anymore. So it was very strange for me as an actor and as a character also.
Christina?
For me, it's hard to choose because
we understand
there are so many. But I think the very difficult scenes started from that moment when Voichița said, "No, I won't come with you." It was like falling, and from that moment, it was the feeling that I keep on falling in a whirlpool all the way to the end. So from that point in the film, for me, there were only difficult scenes.
Je sais qu'il y a encore beaucoup de questions, malheureusement. Nous n'avons plus beaucoup de temps et je voudrais demander à Christiane de conclure sur justement ces merveilleuses actrices. La scène la plus difficile.
Very short again. So for me, it was the first scene, the beginning, was very, very difficult because from that point, it must to keep the character, and that was the very difficult point for me. After that, so were some difficult, some difficult scenes, technical difficulties, but not the start was very difficult.
I just wanted to say just one thing to conclude, that it's best for this film if people will manage to see it, and I don't know, journalists will manage to appreciate it as an independent film without comparing it to anything else, and especially to my previous film. That would be good for the film and for its understanding. Thank you.
Thank you.